What's up, you Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Welcome back to another episode of the Monarch Social Podcast,
Where we discuss all things digital media marketing.
It's been a while since we've been here, Mr. Colbert.
And a lot has happened,
So
Mr. Morgan.
much has happened, guys. Let's get into it. First of all,
How many people do you think are surprised that we are on camera right now with everything that has going on?
at least 50.
At least 50. I thought you had like 100 plus likes on that post.
Yeah, it had like close to 200 likes, I think, at the end of the day.
So there's probably 200 of you guys.
But wait, we gotta start this official, guys. I know that we've been gone for a while. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna jump into it head first for you guys. But first, how was your week, bud?
It's been a week, dude. It has been a week to say the least. Good week, though.
It's a good week.
Yes, it's been a good week, busy week. Still doing the same old, but just with a little twist.
So the last time we recorded a podcast was our adventure podcast up in the mountains.
That is so long ago. That's crazy.
It's like 9 months ago, something like that.
Was that before winter?
That was October.
before
it was October.
winter.
It was fall.
We have been in hibernation for
Well,
this whole 6 months.
There's a reason for that.
Yes, there's been a lot happening.
So
Fill these guys in.
we ended, and you can jump in where needed, okay? And maybe we can tell this story together. So I did record one last podcast last year with my son, and I never released it. So if you guys want to hear that podcast, let me know. But I did record one last podcast with him.
It's a good podcast.
But the last time that me and Koa did a podcast together, that was up in the mountains, and it was fall, and the leaves were changing.
We remember when we pulled up to that first spot and there was all these people.
Oh yeah.
And we're like, let's just
stressed me
pull
out.
over here. And we're like, no, let's not. And then my car wouldn't like park and stuff because my door was open. It was a lot. It was a new car at the time. But we found the location. It was beautiful.
Yeah, you guys saw it. It's our last podcast.
Yes, it was a good one.
Then I went to Georgia,
Yes, you did.
and that was a wild trip.
Yes, you
Then
did.
we had Thanksgiving,
Yep.
and then Christmas,
Yep.
then New Year's, and this is where things got really cool, guys. So at the beginning of the year, we started talking to another marketing company. They've actually been on our podcast. It was Jeff McHenry and Brad Coombs.
I'm pretty sure we were the very first podcast they've ever been on.
Yeah, that was their first podcast, Rescope Marketing. And we became really, really good friends over the last several months, over the years. I don't even know how long I've known them now. But we got in talks of getting acquired. And so that's what's been happening. So we've been really quiet on social media. You haven't seen us post a lot. I stopped posting almost exclusively on my personal stuff because I don't know if you guys know what goes into an acquisition, but there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of documents,
A lot of legal stuff.
signing stuff,
So much
and
more legal stuff than I thought.
getting your assets together and getting just everything that goes into that. It's my second one that I've done as an entrepreneur. And this was
First one, number one. You'll never forget the first.
this was Colbert's first. So yeah. So anyways, Co, how was it? Let's first talk about kind of So we were acquired by Rescope, but everything's gonna keep going on the same.
I have a hard, like the word acquired. It's a weird. I almost feel like we combined powers to try to make one super powerhouse.
Yeah, exactly. We combined powers. So that's what I was trying to say is that Monarch's like not shutting down, hence why we still have Monarch Social in the background right now. And Jeff and Brad are going to try to figure out what they want to do with that, whether we keep the Monarch Social podcast, whether we change that to Rescope podcast. But they're a bunch of guys. We'll get into what they do specifically and all the different things that they do here at this building. We're in a new facility now. We're out of our old office.
It looks fancy too.
It's super
Look at the
nice.
back. I mean, the lighting's pretty good.
It's
This is
just-
the first one.
Yeah, super nice spot and everything.
It's all under construction too. Like I said, there's a lot of cool things that are happening here at Rescope.
Yeah.
It's exciting to think about what the future what we could do. You
Yeah.
know, and like I said, going back to what your original question though, how has it been? How have I felt about this? Like
Yeah,
I know you're a veteran in the whole acquisition.
No.
But like, it was my first time.
You know that we've done those things before where I'm like rapid questions and questions for you.
You want to hit me
I
with
kind
questions?
of wanted to hit you with some questions and you can ask me questions too if you think of them.
All right.
But here was the first one.
Lay it on me.
So Monarch, we started in 2019 together.
We did.
Or
Technically
it's
2018.
Technically 2018, but when it was put in me and Makoa's
We moved
name,
to Church and State at 2019.
Church and State is a building in Salt Lake.
Yes.
And we got our office in January 2019.
Yes.
Okay, so that being said, we're going on like 5 years together as business partners. What's been your favorite part of owning a business?
There's so much. There's a lot that I've really enjoyed. I would say being able to create and design the actual company has probably been my favorite thing. Seeing ways that you can create a process that just makes things streamlined. Honestly, a lot of the stuff that we created was based off of like what we saw other people doing and trying to make it just better. And so obviously, I mean, being biased, of course, but like I felt like we created a really smooth process. You know, I feel like all of our processes, I feel like almost everything from sales to onboarding to fulfillment to reports to everything had like a very scalable and seamless process.
Yeah, I think our processes were very strong for sure. I think our brand was really cool. Like I love our brand. I loved Monarch Social brand. Cool. I loved like the black, the white, the orange, and you know the different things that we've done inside of there and all the lessons learned. But
yes.
What's been the hardest part of business?
Hardest part is I mean, it has changed over time, but like, I mean, just jumping into it, thinking back to when we started was just taking that leap of faith. I mean, like, man,
just like
it's all on me now. Like, it's all on me. I got nothing to fall back on. Like, what was the saying that you said at the beginning? Burn the boats.
Burn the boats.
Burn the boats, dude.
That's been something that I've said for a long time. Is just like there shouldn't be an option B. When you go all in on something, you burn the fucking boats.
Yes,
right?
and there's and I thought that was, like I said, that was the scariest thing, but it turned into one of those things where it's like, okay, it was one of the most accomplishing things as well to be able to do what we've done and say that we've built this from literally nothing to a company that got acquired. And you know, it's just like it's a cool story. It's a great story. If anything, it's a confidence booster, the fact that we did that.
I was telling Koa that it's something that you can put in like a feather in your cap to be like, hey, I started a company, I grew a company, and we got acquired. You know,
somebody bought us out.
Like,
literally,
like that's something that's
cool.
That you can like tell forever. You know, like, dude, I remember I did that. So it's been really fun. It's been super, super emotional for both of us.
Yeah.
We were talking right before we started the podcast of, you know, like, what are we going to talk about and stuff like that. And it's like, we need to bring the good energy because we haven't had a podcast. We haven't released a podcast and we're super stoked with what we're doing. But at the same time,
dude, it's like, emotional.
It's the end of an era, you know?
Is.
And that's the thing that is hard for us, and like all the memories, like we're not in our office anymore. And that was our clubhouse.
That right there. And maybe it's because that was just very recent that we did that.
That was Monday.
But that was a moment, man. I can't tell you that was a moment. And like I said, the setup that we have here is obviously top tier. Like, it's a great setup. I'm stoked with everything. But there's still just like so many late nights, so many just like memories. Like I was telling you, when we used to park across the street from that police station, I just remember like walking that little walk to the office because we actually have parking here, which is fantastic. But our old place, we didn't have parking.
We have a parking lot.
Yeah,
not just like
old
one
place we didn't. And so it's like, there's just these little things that stick out to me. Like even the stupid late nights staying at the office or like sleeping at the office just because we've been working all night. There's just so many weird little memories that I will honestly cherish forever.
Yeah.
Like it's stuff that we put our heart and soul into, and I will always remember it, and I will always cherish a lot of those moments.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I think we grew as people there. We grew as entrepreneurs there. We grew in our friendship there. We grew in leaders there with our employees and different things that we went through. When you sell a company and when you give it up, when you give the keys to the kingdom up, it's like losing your baby almost. You know, it's like we've grown this thing and we've watched over this thing, and so
it's bittersweet.
It's very bittersweet. On one hand, you're super excited and it's all the emotions and everyone's super happy for you and you get all this stuff. And then on the inside, there's like this little piece that's like something's missing. Yeah. And so that's been hard. And so like we're dealing with that, and we're just trying to be raw and real with you guys as business owners. We always have been, But yeah, that's where
Like
we're
I said,
at.
there is a lot of good things. There's a
we're
lot
bringing-
of cool things that are happening
and-
right here, and it's that is just kind of like, again, it's because it's so fresh.
It's very fresh.
That it still is like, man, it's weird to drive to a different place. It's weird to not go to Salt Lake. It's weird to not have our office the way our office was, even though our office is better here.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, it's just a fresh wound, and I wouldn't even say a wound. It's just fresh.
It's just a fresh. It's
fresh.
emotional, guys. Like selling your company is very emotional.
But it's also exciting. Like
But
I said,
that's-
I'm stoked that we did what we did.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. Let's get into some of the cool things and fun things to look forward to. Obviously, it's emotional. We get that. But I'll start with some of the good things, okay? The things that we're super excited for is that, like Koa said, we're joining forces right now. So it's basically like Team Monarch, Team Rescope. We join forces. Now we're under Rescope umbrella. One of the big things with Rescope that I'm super stoked for is that it's not just Rescope marketing. Brad and Jeff actually own multiple companies, multiple brands, and they actually have like a plumbing company. They have like an apparel company, marketing, Rescope Records. So even right now, next to us, there's a whole recording studio full of like Utah local rappers that are, you know, going to be producing music and stuff like that.
It's not just rap too. There's other artists.
And there's other artists. And, but those are the things I'm really excited.
There's a lot. They have their toes in a lot of different areas. Podcasting is about to be a new one.
Podcasting is going to be a new one. So this room, people are going to be able to rent out, and there's going to be different packages for other businesses. Like, I can't tell you how many business owners I talk to personally that want to start a podcast, but they don't know how, and they don't know where, and they don't know what equipment they need, and they don't know how to edit it and things like that. So that's one thing that Rescope's going to offer, that we as a team are going to offer is, hey, like, here's a spot, throw up your banner. We can have some different room layouts and things like that. And you come start your own podcast here, and we'll help you guys do that. Obviously, the marketing stuff is going to continue. So everything from our Facebook ads, our Instagram ads, our Google SEO, our websites, our videography.
Yeah, video. Like I said, that's my big thing here, is that I'll be doing a lot of the video, and I'm excited for that. Like I said, we have a solid team that we're going to be doing everything with. I feel like in all departments, that's the big thing, is we have a much larger team of people.
Yeah,
and
creatives.
creatives.
And to clarify kind of like our roles and like how in the acquisition, it wasn't just like we sold our company and we walked away. We're acquired, so we're staying on. And so we have different roles now, and I'm helping a lot with like the sales department and building their sales guys. And coming up with the processes of how to sell our services to people.
It's really, if you think about it,
And what's your role?
I'll be doing all video stuff. So everything from doing simple reels all the way to full-fledged productions with video. We're trying to do a Netflix series.
like high quality commercials and like high production value
Yes,
stuff.
high production value. Just like next level of what we've already been doing.
Yeah.
And bringing in all the processes that we've done with Monarch. Like I was saying, when you asked what my favorite part was, is it's like, dude, our processes, this whole experience has just made me realize how well our processes are.
Yeah.
Because our processes fit in seamlessly with a much larger scale production.
Like a much larger company. And I think that's credit to us, like where it made us feel good, where we're like, holy shit, like we can keep up with the big guys
For sure.
You know?
For sure.
I think that went a lot to like your OCD-ness on certain things, your level of perfection that you have, you know, which is, I think, is a superpower, is like the level of
Blessing and a curse.
it's a blessing and a curse.
But it's cool.
But Rescope has big things, and so we're going to keep this. I know whether it's like I said, whether it's the Rescope banner behind us next, we're going to keep running this podcast. We're back. 2023, we have a lot to look forward to. Koa, as the video guy, he's traveling to like 4 different states in the next like 3 weeks, I want to say.
Yep. We're going to Idaho, Colorado, Arizona, and Texas.
Yeah.
All 4 of those bad boys.
And the weirdest thing is that usually I've been the one going with him to these video shoots and helping him, and now I'm not.
Honestly, we've already done a couple video shoots. On my very first week, we did a video shoot, and I was like,
Where's Morgan?
I swapped out one redhead for another redhead.
Oh yeah, there's another person on our team that's a redhead, but
She's awesome. Chancey's awesome.
Yeah,
Morgan, you're awesome too.
you're awesome.
Chancey's really cool.
Chancey's really cool. Our team here is awesome. I think we're stoked to be to be a part of something bigger. I want you guys to watch what we have in store, because this is just the beginning. Yes, is it an end of an era? It is. But that means it's the beginning of an era. And that is Team Rescope, baby. So
Let's go.
stay tuned, guys. That's all we can say. We just wanted to fill you in on that stuff. Koa Bear, I know it's been a while, but where can they find us?
Ooh, I gotta think if I can remember this. You can always catch these podcasts on YouTube to watch the lovely video. And of course, all major streaming platforms, including Spotify and Apple Music. And
we don't know the posting dates yet, so stay tuned because we don't know our schedule for that. But guess what, guys? We're back. We love you. Until next time. Peace.